3 businesses that you can start today. If you do what everybody else does, you will get the same results as everybody else. And what does everybody else do at the moment? Well, a lot of people start online marketing agencies. A lot of business is done online. And of course, the internet has revolutionized the way we do business. And it's given a lot of people, such as you and I, a lot of opportunities that we didn't have before. In one of the latest newsletters I received from Ty Lopez, he shared that 36,000 had so far started a digital marketing agency following his playbook. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying if you join those people, you will face a lot of competition from people doing exactly what you're doing, following the same playbook, basically utilizing the same tools, trying to follow the same strategies. Obviously, we don't want that. Number one, we don't like competition. And number two, we don't want to do the same stuff that everybody else does. So in this video, I'm going to focus on 3 businesses that are based on trading in the physical world, not online. There are some online elements that you can apply, of course, but I'm focusing on physical businesses. I'll do another video at a later point in time where I focus on online businesses that you can start. But right now, I want to share with you these 3 very simple businesses. Now, before you think, but I don't want to start one of those businesses, I want to own a huge company online and blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something. If you want to be successful, if you want to make a lot of money in this world, you need to be agnostic about the methods that you use to become successful. This may just be your first business. Maybe you'll sell it. Maybe you'll simply stop running it when you don't need it anymore. But under all circumstances, you'll take the profits from that business and reinvest it in the business that you maybe dream of running. But right now, I'm going to share with you 3 very, very simple businesses that you can literally open today. Now, all these 3 business ideas are based on the KISS model. KISS in this context means keep it simple, stupid. Now, they're not sexy, but that's a good thing because that means you face less competition and that makes it far more easy to profit. Now, the first one is based on water. Water, right? It's so simple and so boring. I actually got this idea for a business about 12, 15 years ago, something like that. And then I never moved on it. I never actually launched the business myself. But then 5 or 6 years later, I saw someone else doing it, and I'm betting they made a ton of money. The basic idea is this. You go to a cheap store, could be 99 cents if you live in the US, could be, I don't know, whatever country you live in, you probably have these types of stores where you can buy bulk orders of things at a very, very low cost. Water, bottled water costs almost nothing. Now, under the right circumstances, people are willing to pay a markup. They're willing to pay a higher price for certain products. And the day I got the idea for this business was I believe I was walking the streets of Copenhagen, downtown Copenhagen. It was a very hot day, and usually it's not very hot in Copenhagen, Denmark, where I'm from. But I caught myself thinking, man, I would kill for a bottle of cold water right now, or even a bottle of hot water. I'm just dying right now. And this was, of course, there's a 7-Eleven stores in Copenhagen and stuff, but you need to, first of all, walk 10 minutes to get to the nearest 7-Eleven store. And secondly, you'd need to stand in a line and you need to waste a lot of time, basically. You'd probably be spending 30 minutes and paying several dollars for just a few ounces of water. And I didn't want to do that, but I was willing in that situation. I realized I was willing to pay $3, $4, maybe even $5 for a simple bottle of cold water. But no one was selling. And that's the basic premise of this idea is if you can be where people need cold water and there is no cold water, you can make a killing. Now you're probably thinking, but I don't want to be a street salesman. I don't want to be a street salesman either. But here's the thing. You're not going to be a street salesman. What you're going to do is you're going to identify a location. Then you're going to go there. You are going to go there once. Try it out. So you go there with your cold water. You simply just bring a bucket filled with ice, put in your your water bottles, right? You go there and you test your business model. Once you've spent a full day doing that, you'll have an idea. Okay, you can count. So how much money did I make from this? What did I spend buying materials? Probably not a whole lot, right? At least not if you took my advice and went to the 99-cent store. And how many hours did you spend doing it? So you can basically calculate your hourly wage from that. Now, depending on what that comes out to, if you find the right location, if you find the right location, the right time and place to be selling nice cold water bottles, you'll probably be able to make a lot of money. Once you've done that, you put up an ad online or in a local newspaper, or maybe just use your network. Hey, does anyone want a job? You'll be doing this. You'll be getting minimal wage, but it's very easy and it's fun, and people love you, and you probably get a tip every once in a while, and you will simply hire someone to do it. Now, of course, that takes away from your profits, but it basically means that you'll be establishing your first passive income stream. Once you've done that, you move on to the next place. You find another place, another time and place where you think this would be another good place to sell water. And you go there physically and you repeat the whole thing again. Is it profitable? If it's not profitable, you'll have to look for a new place. Now, I've actually done this myself, not with water, but with a similar product, like a snack type of product that my ex-wife and I sold on the streets a while back. And we basically launched this business because she was looking for a job. She got a part-time job selling these snacks on the street. And on her first day doing that job, she collected somewhere in the vicinity of $800. Not in profits, of course, but she basically got $800 from customers just buying this snack product. And we realized this was just from one stand. And the guy who ran the stand ran maybe 10 or 15 of these places. So we were like, so $800. So how many days are in a month? So 30 days a month, right? That's a lot of money, right? That's 24 grand a month. So we did a calculation. Okay, so what's his overhead running this, right? So salary, material costs, what do these snacks actually cost? And he needs to go back and forth, fill up stock and stuff like that. But we realized he's making a killing. We're gonna sell this product, and we did, and we actually did make some money off of that. We never scaled it up. We never outsourced it. We never hired someone to manage it because it was kind of a seasonal product, but that's a different story. The point being here that this works. Now, as I told you, after I got this idea selling water, so 5 years later or something like that, I was walking the hot streets of Copenhagen, like on a hot summer day, and I was like, oh my God, it's so hot, I would kill for a bottle of water. And then I saw this team of young, beautiful people all in branded t-shirts with some logo on it. I'm like, hey, water, 10 kroner a bottle. It's about $1.50, something like that. I'm like, what? Someone's actually doing it now, right? Which just goes to demonstrate it's a beautiful, very simple business model, and you can start it with just a few dollars and some dedication. Now, of course, there might be some legislation that you need to look into. I know that all countries and cities have local laws governing street sales and stuff, but if you sell water, it's a sealed product. You don't have to, probably don't need any special permissions to do so. Maybe you do need like a little plaque or something from your city, but you can look into that. It should be fairly easy to acquire depending on where you live. Of course, there might be some legislation keeping you from doing it, but all else equal, this is the most simple and effective business idea that I can suggest anyone who's looking to start a simple business today. Let's move on to the second business idea. It sounds equally unattractive, and it is cleaning. Cleaning is something that has made a lot of people very rich. I used to work for a guy who ran several businesses, but his first business that really took off was a cleaning company. He basically realized that the cleaning industry is it's very unsexy. Not a whole lot of innovation has happened in the cleaning industry for the past, many decades in some instances, right? No young people are ever thinking, yeah, I'm gonna be the boss of the best cleaning company in my city. And you're probably thinking something along those lines, but that means that there's a hidden opportunity here. And it doesn't mean that you have to be married to this business or to this field of operations. You can build your business and you can sell it, or you can simply just close it down if you don't feel like doing it again. But there is a lot of money in cleaning, and there are so many good things about cleaning for money. Number one, people who do cleaning typically do so at minimum wage, which means it'll be cheap for you to hire cleaning professionals once you need to hire someone to do it. Number two, people need cleaning on a consistent basis. Now, again, back where I grew up in Denmark, the vast majority of apartments are in these apartment complexes, right? So we have these staircases typically to the third or fourth floor, and they need cleaning, right? Because they get dirty. There's a lot of people, a lot of traffic in and out, right? And most of these apartment buildings have some sort of administration, and they, of course, have a budget for cleaning and etc. and that kind of stuff. And I know it's different from, again, from country to country, from region to region, and from city to city, but you probably have some idea about how cleaning businesses run where you live, right? Maybe you use cleaning professionals. And the first thing you're going to do, again, you're going to start out by cleaning yourself. But the good thing is that as soon as you have your first contract, you can hire someone to do it. As long as you're still making some type of surplus, some type of product after having paid for the materials and the wages to the people you'll be hiring. You can keep it very, very simple. Now, elderly people don't mind cleaning. Most elderly people grew up cleaning as a part of the chores they grew up doing, right? But there comes a time in every person's life where you simply just can't handle your cleaning anymore. And finding people that you trust and having them, basically unsupervised in your own private home, that is something that could be relatively tricky for many elderly people, right? So you can simply print out brochures. It doesn't even have to be fancy. You probably fit it on just a standard piece of paper. Hey, this is me. I'm 25 years old. I'm not 25, but maybe you are. I love cleaning. I love talking to people. I'm very social. I'm very trustworthy. This is who I am. I would love to come by and give you and clean your home. I have very high attention to detail, and if you hire me right now, I'll come and clean your home and have a nice chat with you, and the first time is gonna be on me. It's gonna be free, and if you like it, we can make a deal, make a contract, and blah blah blah, etc., etc. Now you can simply just distribute this flyer in a neighborhood, maybe in the neighborhood where your parents live or your grandparents or whatever makes sense, right? Of course, you can do some advertising online as well. You can use local groups, and almost every single neighborhood in the entire country here, and probably in most other countries, have their own online groups and forums and message boards where people say, oh, did you guys notice the mail didn't show up this Monday? Did anyone else experience that? Oh yes, we've had some thefts. And you can of course also post, hey guys, I'm a young trustworthy person, I want to start this company. I'll be happy to come by, swing by and clean your house, your home, and blah 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 blah, etc., etc. And once you have these contracts, once you have your first couple contracts, you can simply hire people to do it as long as you're still making profit. That's a very simple business model. Again, of course, there is some material cost involved here, and also you need to, cleaning is actually a skill set. I used to work with cleaning myself years ago when I was a student. It was my part-time job on a couple of occasions actually. And it's really hard work, but it's nice because you can just go, you can listen to audiobooks or music or whatever, and mind your own business. So a lot of people enjoy that type of work, and maybe you'll even enjoy it. But of course, You don't want to just create a job for yourself. But that's the thing. That's actually a good thing to just get in that mindset right now. If you create a job for yourself, once you have some contracts running, some type of work function or sales or whatever it is that runs on a consecutive basis, renews themselves, or people expect some delivery of a service or a product, you can hire someone else to do that. And as long as you're still in the green, passive income, a small passive income is always better than a big, very active income. That's probably not the most elegant way of saying it, but I'm sure my point comes across here. That is the second business that you can start today. Let's move on to the third business. Now, right now, I'm in the process of moving. I'm moving to a house in the same area where I live right now, but it's a little bit smaller than the place we live right now. So what we've been selling a lot of furniture, we have a lot of stuff that we don't really want to fit. We don't want to cram it into our new place. So we've been selling a lot of stuff online. And when I do that, I always realize, because I've done that before, like moving around, moving to a different country. I did it, and it's always, sometimes I'm astonished because some of the stuff you have lying around, you're thinking in your mind, this is just worthless junk. But to other people, it's actually gold, right? Some of the stuff, of course, we sold some mattresses yesterday, and we didn't make any money on that, of course, but we just needed to get rid of them, right? Because we didn't need them. But some of the furniture we bought at an antique market somewhere, or just flea markets and stuff that we've been going to, we realized, okay, we paid $10 for this, but this guy's happy to pay $100 for it. So that's really a huge industry, and the best part is it's actually really fun to go to flea markets and just look at stuff, talk to people, and make great deals. So let me be just a little more tangible. A lot of people sell furniture because it's out of style, it's out of date, maybe they inherited, maybe people just buy new furniture all the time to follow new trends, etc. And sometimes they even give it away for free. But there are so many places online, and again, you can use these local groups. Check out your local groups in the area that you live. Just because you don't use them right now doesn't mean that they aren't there. Check them out. Facebook has actually recently launched like a very brilliant, I don't remember what they call it, but it's basically just a section of Facebook where you can buy stuff that's not too far away from you, buy and sell stuff. And I'm not saying you should use it to buy and sell stuff. You should only use it to buy stuff. But I look at so much of this old furniture, and it's out of style, and it looks pretty shabby, but oftentimes the only thing that's really wrong with it is that it's wood, right? Because that used to be in fashion, right? It's been in wooden designs, like this chair, for instance, right? That has been in fashion for years, but these days it's really not in fashion so much anymore. But what you can do is you can buy this. Maybe you could buy an old chair. If you just give it a little bit of love, maybe it just lacks a couple screws, some nails, and then you can give it a nice coat of white paint, and it's a completely new piece of furniture. Maybe it even kind of looks trendy. And once you've done this, once you've done it once or twice, you can actually start like putting weird little patterns on it, or brand it however you like. Maybe you have a logo. It's very easy to spray on a logo. You just carve out your logo in paper, and then you spray on it on top of it. And again, paint, of course, costs a little bit, but it's not really that expensive, and it's super easy to do. And if you buy a wooden chair, a boring old wooden chair, or a table, or whatever it is, if you give it some fresh paint, maybe even a sexy, interesting color, you'll be amazed at the markup you'll be able to sell it at. And what you can do is, you can use these online resources and places and forums to buy stuff, but you can also systematically go to flea markets. They're typically in the weekends. So you go to a flea market, and then you remember everything you see at a flea market is negotiable. If it says $20 on the sign, you can definitely haggle your way to 19 bucks. And not only can you have to if you run it as a business. Some of the people on these flea markets are professionals. That's all they do. They buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. But many people selling at flea markets are really just people that do it because they enjoy it, retirees who get a kick out of it, who just love, like, oh, this book, I read this once, and and just sharing it with other people. And you can really, it's a win-win situation. You can really take advantage of that. What you can do is, so you can walk around at the flea market looking at these stalls. When you stumble on something that you think, I could probably sell this online, you simply just check on your phone. Are people selling this online? Do they sell it on eBay? Do they sell it on Amazon? Do they sell it on, whatever resource you like to use? Craigslist is another place where you can sell stuff, of course. And then you see, okay, so what's like the standard price for this product normally, and then you know what you can pay for it and still make a profit. Now, the only downside to this business model, as opposed to the two other businesses I proposed so far, is that you can't really outsource it. But the good thing about this thing is you could do it totally on your own time. It's very flexible. You can do it on weekends only. You can even leave the business hanging for a while. There's not going to be any customers, breathing down your neck and asking, where's my product, or what's going on? Because all you do is you reach out to people, or they reach out to you, and then you sell something to them and they come to you. And that's the thing, you don't even have to come to people. You can of course offer that as a bonus service, charge a little bit on top of the product. Doing that, if you have a van, it's going to be even better, more easy for you to do so. Or just say, it's my policy, you have to come here and pick it up. Very simple business. And furniture is, in my experience, something that's really easy to sell. And of course there are some trends, and but you can sell all sorts of, there are so many niches, used products that people love and collect, and all sorts of stuff. But if you stick with the general stuff, the stuff that people always need: bed frames, chairs, sofas, kitchen equipment, the stuff that people always need, but maybe it's pretty expensive if you go to IKEA and buy it. So there's a whole range of products that a lot of people buy used, not necessarily because they can't afford the new ones, but simply because they don't want to have the same products in their home as everybody else. I'm actually one of those people. So who knows, maybe I'll even be a future customer of yours. All right, those were the businesses. But I do want to say that you will not have success running a business if you don't follow the 3 doctrines of spiritual capitalism. And I outline them in my book, and I'm leaving a link for my book below. And it's $5.38 on Amazon, so there's really no excuse to not go buy it right now. And I don't really make any money from it. I make about $1 per sold book, so that's not why I want you to read it, but I want you to understand the doctrines. And the first doctrine of spiritual capitalism is work for yourself now. That is why I'm telling you 3 businesses that you can start today. I actually punched it in on YouTube and and Googled it, the title of this video, because I was a little interested. So what other videos are out there, And it was funny because the first result that came up was 7 businesses that you can start tomorrow, Bloomberg, and stuff like that. I'm like, no, why would you tell people to start a business tomorrow? You have to do it today. And I realize it might be the middle of the night right now, but starting a business entails writing stuff down. Write down all the details, because maybe you think you can remember them, but you can't. That's how humans are. We can only remember so much, and we can't remember everything and anything all the time. So write stuff down. How are you going to execute this? Okay, so the second doctrine of spiritual capitalism: make the rules and follow them. You're going to make some rules for your own behavior. Number 1 could, of course, for instance, be, in this case, every day when you get up, you work 1 hour on this business that you decided to launch right now at the very minimum. Could be something else, but you have to make your own rules and follow them until they become habits, because that's how you create habits for yourself. And number 3, reprogram the unconscious mind. In other words, see it happening, visualize it every time before you go to bed. See your success happening. See the money coming in. Practice success before you have it. Your mind can't really distinguish between what you imagine and what actually happens, and you can utilize that. You can basically, you can rehearse becoming successful, and you can get your mind and body used to it before it's actually real, which will make it more easy for you to actually attract it. All right, that's it for now. Please subscribe to this channel. Why not give this video a like while we're at it? And I just want to share with you, I have a lot of interviews lined up on this channel. I'm interviewing a lot of interesting people. Some are actors, some are entrepreneurs, some are artists. So there's really a lot of stuff to dive into here, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. And thanks for watching Spiritual Capitalism, and stay spiritual. Stay a spiritual capitalist. I need to work on that slogan. But thanks for watching regardless, and you will see me in the next video, which is going to be very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers.